As I'm recording this video, the Milwaukee Bucks are currently up 3-0 against the Miami Heat, which is a huge shocker to everyone because last postseason, the Miami Heat beat the Milwaukee Bucks in convincing fashion. And I'm not here to dwell on that because the Milwaukee Bucks are a monster. They are not the same team from last year. And this series with the Miami Heat is total evidence of that. Last postseason, the efforts of Giannis Antetokounmpo just alone wasn't good enough for them to win the series. They were blown out of the series, winning just one game. And boy, did they make a huge difference. Adding Jrue Holiday to the team was definitely a plus for the team. Giannis just needed a better supporting cast to better help his chances of getting to the NBA Finals. And I think that year may be this year. And I'm well aware of the backlash that I am potentially going to face because of this, but you gotta look at it like this. The Milwaukee Bucks for the vast majority of the regular season were a top 10 defense in the NBA. And as of right now in the series against the Heat, they are the #1 rated defense in the playoffs. And right now, the Brooklyn Nets are the 2nd rated defense in the playoffs, which is a huge improvement because for the large majority of the regular season, they were the 22nd rated defense or worse. And the reason why I'm bringing up these two teams specifically is because the Brooklyn Nets are the biggest threat in the East. And I believe that the Milwaukee Bucks, when they meet the Brooklyn Nets, will stun the Brooklyn Nets. I'm a Brooklyn native, and this is clearly no bias. I recognize real, and the Milwaukee Bucks are real. And don't get me wrong, the Brooklyn Nets could very well beat the Milwaukee Bucks. They have a lot more talent, and it's expected for them to beat the Milwaukee Bucks. But when you look at the structure of the Milwaukee Bucks, they have a better structure than the Brooklyn Nets. The Milwaukee Bucks have been building this team around Giannis for so many years, and the chemistry between its players just seems to be working so smoothly. Not to say that it's not working for the Brooklyn Nets. It's just that we are in the playoffs now, and the Nets are going up against the Celtics with just Jason Tatum. They have yet to face adversity, and I don't think that they're going to face adversity very well when the opportunity does present itself. In the regular season, we barely got to see the Big Three as a whole go up against a lot of the top teams in the Eastern Conference and be successful. And this season, the Bucks are currently 2-1 against the Brooklyn Nets. And in all 3 of those contests, the games were close and James Harden wasn't present. But the Bucks showed the ability down the stretch in the 4th quarter to get more stops than the Brooklyn Nets. And James Harden ain't gonna fix that problem. Like I said before, the Brooklyn Nets are the 2nd rated defense in the playoffs, but they're going up against the Celtics team with just Jason Tatum as the main offensive threat. And the Nets versus the Bucks is just an all-around bad matchup for the Nets. The Nets do not have the ability to build a wall for Giannis. And in the past, that has worked for Giannis, but one of the most recent teams to have success with that are about to get swept, the Miami Heat. The Bucks this season added many solid role players such as Bobby Portis and Bryn Forbes, who shoot a combined 45.5% from 3 on 7.3 attempts, as well as having Dante DiVincenzo, who has been one of the better shooters on the team, as well as showing great signs of effort on defense, who I unfortunately just found out will not play for the rest of the playoffs because of an ankle injury. And in the middle of the NBA season, the Milwaukee Bucks also added PJ Tucker, who played with James Harden in Houston from 2018 to 2020 and is very versatile on defense, showing the ability to guard every position, as well as having experience going deep in the playoffs. And the addition of Jrue Holiday has been absolutely great for the Milwaukee Bucks. His 3-and-D presence has been very effective for the Bucks' success, and he also has a great ability to create plays for himself and others, which takes a lot of the focus off of Giannis from defenses, which is key to the Bucks' success. And there's been another unsung hero that has been with Giannis since the beginning of his career, Khris Middleton. Khris has the ability to facilitate the offense like Jrue Holiday. He can defend at a high level. He could very well shoot, and he is a good pick and roller. And occasionally, he rises to the occasion. For the past 4 years in the regular season, he has averaged at least 20 points and shot above 35% from 3 out of those 4 seasons. This matchup between the Bucks and the Nets will be very, very competitive. The Bucks match up very well on defense, having multiple bodies to throw at KD or Kyrie or James Harden. I'm not necessarily saying they will stop them, but it will not be easy for the Nets' Big Three to score. Giannis could very well take the task of guarding Kevin Durant, which will not be easy, and vice versa. And I'm sure Jrue Holiday would take on the tough task of guarding Kyrie Irving, which will not be easy on Kyrie Irving, especially what NBA superstars like Damian Lillard think of Jrue Holiday's defensive ability. And I will hope Chris Middleton takes on the responsibility to guard James Harden. I believe his length, size, and overall defensive ability should be able to do something to challenge James Harden. And if not, this undoubtedly needs to be the starting lineup to guard the Brooklyn Nets. I am yet to see the Brooklyn Nets face adversity, and when they do face the Bucks, this will be their first taste of adversity, because this will not be easy. I honestly think that this series is going to come down to who can get the most stops, and I personally do not think the Nets have the best personnel when it comes to coaching on the defensive end. And the Nets have the ability to play good enough defense, but can they adjust their defense to stop a player like Giannis Antetokounmpo? And will their scoring efforts be enough to hold off the Milwaukee Bucks despite the Nets probably not playing good enough defense? I absolutely do not think so. The Milwaukee Bucks have a better defense than the Brooklyn Nets, a comparable supporting cast, and a far more established chemistry. And when the time comes for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Nets to face off, the Milwaukee Bucks will be victorious. In the comment section, you guys let me know who you think will win this playoff matchup. And that's pretty much it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And thank you for watching.